guess let's do this thing. What's up, Rocker Man? Good to see you. Cathedora. Oh, sorry, Cathedora. Here, wait. Is that better? There you go. You're super early. Yeah. Well, you're in a different time zone now, right? Are you home in your home time zone? Oh, Cathedora. That was I thought that was maybe gonna make it. What's up, Nivex? I guess we're gonna play a game of drop before well, I mean we can drop. DCS Deep, long time no see. Welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope life out in the world has been treating you well. Oh, Rockerman, very nice. Very nice. What are we gonna do here? You know, you guys could play drop while I start my Feuillard. We could do that if you want while I'm doing these things. I'm doing third position. Here, let's do this. Okay. Rockerman, congratulations, you have won this round. Let's see, third position. So my cello is tuned down. So that's fun. So I've been doing I've only been practicing these Helen Mountfort pieces, and they're tuned to this tuning. There's 3 of them, and it's okay. Like I just keep my cello in this tuning because it's just like easier. But sometimes I have to tune my C string back up to a C, because I get confused when I'm doing my warm up sometimes, because the notes on the page don't match the notes that my fingers are playing or that my ears are hearing, and it's a whole very confusing thing. Anyway, let's do this thing. DCS Deep, are you taking the annual pilgrimage again this year? Will I see you? Will I see you at the thing? floppy. What's up, Patrick? This is just cello practice. Just cello practice. Check this out. It'll be Monday. Here, type exclamation mark Holly, and you'll Monday evening U.S. time. We got to figure it out. Check this out, Patrick. Everybody, go follow Patrick. Go follow Patrick on Blue Sky if you want to learn about Blue Sky. Don't. Oh, because I can't spell. There we go. You're confused? What? I mean, okay, so here's. Okay, let me pause this. Let me just explain. Let me explain. So on Friday, I was modding, or on Wednesday. I don't know, someday last week. Someday within the past 7 days, I was modding, as I do many times. Yeah, follow. Go to Patrick's Twitch channel, and then go click the link for Blue Sky if you're on Blue Sky, and follow Patrick on Blue Sky. Anyway, so yeah, I was doing the modding thing, and then we were talking as a group, like as you do, you know, and so I guess I'm teaching one of my streamers how to play guitar. It's kind of what's happened. So Holly Tatnell has she's got a guitar that she has available to her. Oh, thank you, Stream Elements. She has a guitar available to her, and she started like learning how to play guitar a long time ago, but her main instrument is piano, and she's a singer, and she played like blowy instruments or something back in the day. But we were just talking about, I was like, well, this isn't, you could do this. This isn't hard. Just get your guitar out. And so I was trying to teach her something through text. And then she was like, do you want to just do a guitar lesson? I was like, okay. So I'm teaching her some stuff, and she's basically a total beginner. So, I'm not a guitar teacher. I took lessons for 6 years back when I was a youth. And I kind of keep up a little bit, but I'm not playing a lot of guitar these days. But as you can see, there's one of my guitars right behind me. So we're going to do the stream together thing with the shared chat, and we're going to see what kind of chaos we can get up to. And we'll see if I can teach Holly anything about guitar. That's kind of the thing. So yeah, it's totally different. So Patrick says, yeah, mechanically piano is like other stringed instruments, but touching the strings is different in the brain. Yeah, because like, and I'll ask how Holly experiences like piano and stuff, and how she thinks about things. I think this will be an interesting conversation. I'm interested. I don't know if anybody else will be interested, but whatever. But I know, like, when I play cello or when I play violin, I think in notes. And when I play guitar, I think in shapes. And even though I can read music, for guitar, I don't usually read like staff sheet music. If I'm reading anything, it's tablature. But I'm thinking about patterns, and I'm thinking about shapes. And so I don't know how that experience, I know what my experience has been between the different string instruments, bowed string versus plucked string. But I don't know how, and I mean, everybody's brain is different, right? So I don't know how, Holly, who's a pianist, among other things, is going to sort of perceive thinking about guitar. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, because like on a guitar, right? Like, put this down for a second. we can talk about this more. I'm not going to like plug in or anything. I just want to show you. So I think about like, right, so this is my shape for my bar chord, and I just go up the neck with my bar chord to change what the chord is. So this is F sharp, and then this is G, right? So, and I think about that shape, or I think about what's the shape for a major seventh chord or a minor seventh chord is this shape. Right? And then I just need to know where's the root note. What's, you know, if it's a sixth string, this is the sixth string here, the low string. You know, I need to just know the root note. And then I just play the chord based on, okay, it's this shape and it goes here. Or like when I'm if I'm improvising or soloing or whatever, I know the shapes of the scales. So like here, 1 4 1 4 1 3 1 3. Wait, 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4. That's a minor pentatonic. And I just need to know I just need to know the root note, and then I need to get a little bit better. Like I know the notes on the sixth string and the fifth string pretty well, and actually the fourth string a little bit. But I need to get better. I need to get better at like now because I need to get better at playing to notes rather than playing to shapes. Like not to ignore that, but just to be able to like add more note thinking into my playing. So anyway, that's a thing. But yeah, I've never taught guitar before, so you know. And also when I started playing guitar, I had been playing violin for over 3 years when I started playing guitar, so I feel like I didn't start out like a normal beginner would start out, like from zero, because I already had calluses, and the calluses were not as they needed to get harder. The calluses needed to get thicker when I started playing guitar, because I was playing acoustic guitar, a big old dreadnought acoustic guitar. But my mom was kind of annoyed because she had taken guitar lessons about the same age I was when I was taking lessons. She was in high school, so maybe a little bit older than me when I started. But like I just picked up my guitar, and I don't think I'd even had a lesson yet, and I was like playing melodies and stuff. And I had her notebook from when she took lessons, because we're savers. We save things like that. But you know, I was playing, you know, the Ventures Pipeline pretty quickly, and because it was written in her book, and she was like, you know, because it came easily to me, but that was because I had the violin foundation, so it transferred a lot of things transferred. So anyway, let's finish up this warm up on my G string. I have 3 G strings. Fun times. Where are we? See, Patrick, you played violin back when I was 10 and played bari sax in middle school, but never played. Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand the band instruments and like the instruments that you have to blow into. They're just like, it's an area of expert. Like I have very, very basic knowledge of just like, you know, what the instruments are and like a little bit of how they work, but like the actual physicality of those instruments is just like I have a knowledge gap there. So anyway, you say you're a family from proto hoarders. Well, not exactly hoarders, but we have a lot of stuff, but it's not like. We have a lot of stuff, but not like a problematic level of stuff, you know? Oh, wait, we want the metronome. Okay. That's enough of that one. Let's see. Patrick says, if you have a violin, guitar, and cello skills, you are a master of stringed instruments. Well, I mean, I'm not that good at any of them. I mean, I used to be better, but cello right now is probably my best instrument, just because I've been playing for 5 years now, and like I practice the most consistently. Okay, so you bet I could slay the banjo or the mandolin. The mandolin, anytime I pick up a mandolin, it like short circuits my brain. You'd think it would be fine, but my brain doesn't know whether to think in guitar or to think in violin. So I get the mandolin and I'm like, I guess I could play Bach's Brandenburg Concerto No. 3 now, and like I just don't know what to do. If I practiced and spent more time with it, I would probably get past that. Probably. All right, what are we doing here? So this one, 18 and 19. So let's do 20 and 21. Let's see, 20. So there's like, how many exercises are there in this thing? There's like 31 variations of this exercise. So let's see. There we go. You know, a pickup engineer who could play all the strings. Yeah, I mean, like, once you learn one, it's a lot easier to learn the other ones. That's for sure. Thinking in violin translates to all. Cello is different, though, because cello, you got less reach, so you have to shift more. What's up, DJ Moans 1? Nothing is sure in this life. That's nothing is sure. It's like no one is ever safe if you're a Terminator fan. Let's bump that up. And DCS Deep, no, I am not going to New Orleans for the Alice trip. So 21, you can probably do it at this tempo. Let me, actually, maybe not. Okay, let's see. So it's a little weird because like being tuned down, and I know DJ Moans 1 is just here for the 3 G strings. What's up, Mr. Speckles? Oh, Mr. Speckles. Welcome in. Let's see here. Okay, so I don't really feel like doing all of these other Feuillard exercises. Let's just skip the shifting exercises and let's go to number 8 here. Oh, I should turn this on. I don't actually take requests, Mr. Speckles. I am practicing, so that's what I do here, and I'll explain what I'm doing. I might be able to play a little bit of it by ear, potentially, but I that's not usually what I do here. Oh, no worries. You asked nicely. I'm just telling you how it goes. That's all. Let's see here. All right, so what did we do last time? I haven't been practicing as much this summer. I have a lot going on. I'm moving, so like that's a whole thing. That is a whole thing, and that is taking some of my brain capacity. Let's see here. What are we doing? So this one's an intonation exercise. And wait, oh, don't do that. DJ Moan says, and how dare you say I'm here only to see your G strings, plural, all 3 of them. All 3 of them. What? Oh. I mean, yeah, I'm not personally a fan of Coldplay, so I'm just gonna leave it there. I'll just leave it there. Like they do their thing. I hear they're nice people. Like all the, you know, that's neat. They made light of the situation in a not mean way. Let's see here. What was I doing? Okay, so I do these in like a bunch of different keys. I don't want that. Let's just do this in D. I did it in D last time. If you have perfect pitch, that's not actually in D, but I'm tuned down a whole step. So if I was tuned to standard tuning, that would be in D, but it's not. What's up, Argyle? Patrick says, I played sax. I understand being horny. We got a pun in chat. We have a pun, our first pun of the night, friends. Yeah, there's a lot of good band and orchestra jokes out there, I would say. I think the horns have their own genre of band jokes. See, Argyle says, I've worked out. I want to study to be a rocket scientist now. That's cool. That's very cool. So robots and mechatronics first, and then rocket science with a master's in space systems engineering later on. That's pretty cool. I think you should go for it. What's up, Tesno? Okay, so let's start this. Let's just do this. So I've been so this is written in C, so I'm like transposing kind of in my head, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But the pattern is starting on the second note. So you're a rocket scientist, DJ Moans 1? I might might have to do these just in three notes at a time. I keep wanting to extend there, and it's not an extension. Ah. Okay, that's enough of that one. Oops. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I did not do rockets. We did do some stuff in science class, but not like a kit, just like with a 2-liter soda bottle and like household, like what, baking soda and vinegar or something. I don't know how you launch those things, but I do remember doing that. Okay, let's play some music. That's enough warming up. Okay, so I think we were going to do Flowstone first. Is that what I said? Yeah, that's what I said. Ooh, they have space shuttles? I was like into space stuff, but not like rocket building type stuff. Like I was into cosmology as a 6th grader. Because why not? I wrote a paper on the Big Bang Theory. Tried to read a bunch of college level textbooks, college level books. Took an astronomy class in college, which was for my science credit, which was cool because we had a telescope and we got to go and look through the telescope, even though it was in the city. Let's see. Okay, so this Flowstone. Oh, that's not what I want. I grabbed the wrong. I picked the wrong thing. I want this thing. So this piece, I've been working pretty hard on my bowing. So let's work on some bowing first. So I need to so my teacher says I need to pretend like I'm like a dog, and I got my front legs are up, and I'm just kind of like chilling like this, right? And because I think I tensed my shoulders and I've been having trouble with the bowing. And then I need to start in a little bit past mid-bow. And use very little bow. I shouldn't be moving horizontally very much. My hand should just be doing this. Looked like when my teacher was playing, it looked kind of like he was dribbling a basketball, actually. And I'm having trouble with that. I'm having trouble getting my body positioned right to do this right. Like I can't. I don't know. I think it's my shoulder. I think it's my shoulder. But you should hear. You should hear the doubling. Thanks, DJ Moans One. So anyway, that's kind of how the piece goes, and I'm actually working off of just something that my teacher wrote handwritten. I'm not actually working off the sheet music. He called it a cheat sheet, and so it's basically just got the chords written on the staff with some fingerings on it. And then I guess he even told me to I'm not even really looking at the actual sheet music at all, ever. Because he said it's kind of interesting because he said it's more of a piece to just kind of play by feel rather than to try and play exactly what's written out. So it's more of a, how you might a jazz musician or a jazz group might play rather than in the classical tradition where it's just or at least the sort of the classical tradition in such where the piece is the piece and you don't deviate, right? So, see, DJ Moans One says, I'd imagine the difficulty is the fret the closer you get on the bridge as it's wider. Well, it's different, yeah, so just like on a guitar, your fingers get closer together as you go up the fingerboard, right? So, yeah, see, this is what, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but this is, oh no, it's just a big white. I can assure you that there is stuff. There is stuff. Let's see if I can maybe turn the brightness down, if that'll help. Oh yeah, you can kind of see there's stuff. There's some stuff there. Make it brighter so I can see it. So what I've been working on is there's the bowing, and then there's the intonation, so the chords, and so I've been working on that on the double stops a lot, just playing the lower two notes. listen for the lower note. I'm listening, for whatever reason, my ear wants to listen to tune to the higher note, and I should be listening for the lower note. So what I'm going to do here to practice the intonation is I'm going to only play one string, but I'm going to put my fingers as if I'm playing both strings. So now let's do it with both strings. See, that was a little sharp. So I'm going from an extension to not extended, and then I'm shifting a half step down. Oh, that's very flat. Okay, let's try the double stops. I do have a Vox Sinistra shirt. That's a very nice Vox shirt. I said I wasn't allowed to buy any more t-shirts, and then she had a sale, and this shirt is like super cool. And I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. Here, let's shout out Vox. She was kind of out of commission because her controller was busted. So she didn't have a controller. But she's been doing a summer series on Twitch. And, ooh, BioChili's back too. Nice. Let's shout out everyone. So DJ Moans1 is a DJ and plays good music. And we have Cathadora, Mod Love for Cathadora, who's been streaming tons of Minecraft, a little bit of Animal Crossing, a little bit of Stardew, who's a nice and cozy place. We got Daniel busting into the chat. Daniel, I'm going to teach a guitar lesson. Daniel plays guitar and teaches guitar and plays like 17 other instruments. And then we had Patrick in here too. Go follow Patrick on Blue Sky. Let's see here. Yeah, Daniel, I'm teaching a guitar lesson on Monday. We'll see how that goes. I'm not being paid. It's fine. I wouldn't take payment for a guitar lesson. DJ Moans One, you are looking at my 3G strings right now. I'm playing 2G strings at this moment. There we go. When I go down to first position there, I have to, because we're getting, my fingers need to get closer together as we go up, right? So I need to remember to spread my fingers a little bit wider for that, so. Daniel says, I got one of the guitar viol luthiers in Nashville to agree to take to let me make some videos on one. That's cool. I want to see. He wants $25,000 for his to own, and he said that's cheap for a cello. Yeah, that's more expensive than my cello, just to be clear. And I'm like, but that's insane for a guitar. That is also true. What's up, Yellen? So I got that shift here. I gotta get that note. It's an F sharp. So we're going from so let's do that. So we go here. Wait a minute, is that right? Is that right? So yeah, this is a 2. This goes down a half position. Yeah, the intonation's getting a lot better on this. Much, much better. Been working really hard on the intonation with doing a lot of double stops. It's kind of one of the reasons why I've been a little hesitant to stream. Aside from being busy and like just having, was in paperwork hell for quite a while, which was kind of it did not leave too many spare brain cells. But I'm through paperwork hell on the move stuff. So, and now I'm a little bit, the practice I think is a little bit more pleasing to the ears than it was. Let's see. DJ Moans 1 says, so earlier we were talking about investing in AI as silent memory seems to have a good history. And I have plenty in Facebook, but I was saying how I was reluctant to invest in Bitcoin, but I'm an idiot, as if I would have, I'd be on Bezos's level by now. Yeah. I wouldn't invest in AI now. It's going to keep probably going up, but I suspect that there's going to be a big crash because it doesn't work that well. I don't want to talk about it. Really bums me out, frankly. As a person working in technology, the whole thing bums me out. It's like, oh, here's this thing that everybody's hyping that doesn't work that well, and it's going to replace a bunch of people. Not my idea of a good time. Yeah, I did the math. As if I bought Bitcoin, I'd have 197 billion. Let's see. What's our next change here? Let's just do this. Okay, so let's see if we can put this together. And that should be quieter. Sold it for 8 cents back then. That's what this is. Shoulders. Gotta keep my shoulders down. Okay, so let's work on this change here. Let's go. Relaxed. That's tricky. That's tricky. So let's work on that. Thanks, DJ Moans 1. does this repeat to? Where does he have this repeat back to? Do we go all the way? It's not clear. It doesn't have the little dots on the right side of the measure here. So I assume it's just a phrase. So I assume it goes. Not like that. What's up, Winter? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, so this piece is, I like this piece a lot. And with the bowing, so as I get better at the bow stroke, also, Blinks, nice to see you. My teacher said I should be able to, like, once I get good at the bowing, it should be really easy to do different, like, to emphasize different strings and different things. And so that you can kind of see it, like if I do. I'm losing the top string there. Yeah, I'm not there yet. But someday I will be able to vary the sound a little bit more with my bow. But let's work on this change. See, Winter said, listen, bowing may be tricky, but I believe you can definitely be better at bowing than bowing, which isn't really good at anything anymore. I appreciate the vote of confidence. No more aerospace puns? Aerospace puns are fine. We were talking about rockets earlier. Where is the thing? I should just change that to a pun instead of dad joke. Change it to puns. But it started with DCS Deep, who is a dad who likes to make puns. So, what's up, Jaded Angel? Do you have your bag packed for the festival tomorrow? We're going to see Garbage tomorrow for like the millionth time. They're playing a festival in town. And I'm not real thrilled about the festival thing because we're going to have to wait out. We're going to just be outside all day waiting for our band. But that's what you got to do. It's what you got to do for the music. Yeah, they're touring, Patrick. I don't know if they're touring. I don't know exactly where you are, but I don't know that they're coming to that part of the world. The promoters in the place where you are have not been, generally speaking, have not been apt to book them. Ridiculous. Yeah, so the festival, it's got It's got the stadium rules. So I have this here. Let me show you my teeny tiny bag. Hang on. I'll go get it. I bought 2 bags for this. So I've got, wait, it's tied. I've got this little teeny tiny clear bag with I got my earplugs, and then the envelope has my tickets, and then I've got my sunglasses in there. And then they let you bring in a water bottle. There's like water stations. They're like really excited about that whole earth-friendly thing. And my hand sanitizer, sunscreen, and it's like airline, not quite airline. I think it is airline rules actually. This is a 3 ounces of sunscreen, and then my charger and my battery. I don't know if I'm gonna bring both. I don't know what I don't know. I have just everything. So now I've got clear bags in case I want to go to the sports ball somewhere after this festival. One of my friends is coming up. Well, Jaded Angel knows him too. He's coming up, and he's he's coming up from elsewhere, and he was like he got his ticket in the secondary market, and so he's got to he was very confused because it's just the ticket is your wristband, and he was like, wristband? Isn't there just a QR code or something with like it is for most tickets? But no, so he's got to figure out how to. I guess he's got to figure out how to meet up with this person. I think it's just it's a legit sort of thing. It's just a local person that can't go or something. But yeah, I think they're meeting up tomorrow morning, and we're getting to the festival stupid early because that's how we roll, because we want the railing. We want the railing because that is the only way to see a concert is from the railing, in my opinion. Pack Alley Teal. Not on the jumbo. I don't know if there will be screens. I mean, there might be screens because it's a festival. I don't know. I usually don't go to shows that have more than 100 people, so this will be different. See, Patrick says, besides, I have a hybrid event that I'm going to next weekend with a bunch of Twitch DJs. Nice. Yeah, I don't do as many live shows nearly as many live shows as I used to. Jaded Angel's still holding it down over there. I have to I just don't have a good time anymore at shows, so it has to be somebody. I have to be really, really into the band in order to make it worth my while to go and do the whole thing. You just go to the next Twitch Fest or whatever it's called. I would prefer there was just I guess some of the musician streamers just had a thing out in Denver, and it's one of my friends went and he said it was kind of like a mini TwitchCon, except it was just the musician people, and not all the other stuff, which I think would be ideal, frankly. Or and I guess for the DJs and sort of the folks that hang out in the sort of the goth industrial type streams, we have Cold Waves, and there's all these festivals that existed before we all got on Twitch that people go to so that people see each other that way. So I don't really feel like the DJ community needs necessarily the niche of the DJ community that I'm in that need to our own thing, because we got Dark Force Fest, we've got we've got Terminus up in Calgary. We've got Cold Waves in Chicago and other, some other stuff. I think Twitch PAX is going to replace TwitchCon. Yeah, I don't know what it was called, but I think next year it'll be in New Jersey, is I think, or somewhere on the East Coast in that vicinity. We have BIM Fest here, and then there's also Wave Gothic Trefkin, and but that's bigger. And then what's the one in? There's one in the UK that I'm forgetting the name of. DJ community is rough because people lean towards genres. Yeah, for sure. Because I noticed, so Patrick is really involved in the Twitch DJ community, but I only see Patrick in we only cross over in a couple of places, because I'm kind of in my genres and Patrick is kind of in his other in those just different genres. So we cross over kind of with the club mesh people sometimes, but I haven't been in a lot of the DJ streams. Except when I'm modding for the most part, or when we go and raid. I just haven't been around because I've been not on Twitch as much, basically. So yeah, but honestly the right crowd of people is more important than the music. I think so. I mean, I think there's definitely, I don't know if I would 100% agree, but I think it's very, very important to have the right crowd of people. Let's see, Jaded Angel says, I haven't been to an outdoor fest in almost 2 years. It's been, the last outdoor festival I was at was Midtown Music Fest in Atlanta in 2012 to see, first person to type it in the chat wins the pride of guessing correctly. Yeah, I flew down to Atlanta. It was a day trip. Yes, thank you, Cathadora. Cathadora wins. Cathadora wins the pride of winning. You've won. But yeah, it was. I flew down because Midtown, Atlanta's public transit, their light rail called the MARTA, it stops right. It goes from the airport and it stops right. It stopped a few blocks from the festival. So I did it as a day trip because it's only a little over 2 hour flight from here. So I drove to the airport. I was like, sweet, I can park at the airport because I'm only going to be gone. I'm only going to have to pay for 1 day of parking. I can pay $14 for this. That's fine. It was a $55 ticket for the 1 day at the festival. So I had a 6:30 a.m. flight. It was so weird because I didn't have anything with me, nothing with me. I had, because, I was a festival. So I was like, well, I can't bring a lot of stuff because it's a festival. I didn't have to have a clear bag though, but I just brought my my tiny little bag and my ID and my ticket, and that was pretty much it. Maybe some sunscreen, I don't know. Flew down, hopped on the MARTA, walked a couple blocks, and got there maybe an hour and a half before gates. And Pearl Jam was headlining that night on the bigger of the two stages. So I met a bunch of pretty nice Pearl Jam fans, made friends. Then the gates open and I was really surprised that they didn't stop us from sprinting. But I just, or kind of you do kind of the walk thing to see if security, the power walk thing to see if security is going to yell at you about not running. And then when they didn't actually yell at us for not running, I just took off I was the anchor leg of the 4x100 meter relay or the 4x400 meter relay, and got my spot, saw Garbage play, gave the Pearl Jam fans that spot on the railing, and got the heck out of there. Saw a couple more bands and then flew home. Got in my car, slept in my own bed. It was great. It was probably and the plane ticket was really cheap too. So it was probably that whole experience was probably $200. I was oh, that's pretty sweet. I didn't stay for. I'm not a Pearl Jam fan personally, but the fans were the Pearl Jam fans were nice, and then I didn't have to stay for Pearl Jam, so I left partway through. I saw Florence and the Machine, which I was really happy to see her set. Just she's an amazing performer. Her stuff is a little hit or miss for me, but really really amazing performer. So that was cool to see. And I saw a little bit of Girl Talk, and then I went back to the train and got on the plane and flew home. But that was like I said, that was in 2012, and there was I don't know what I'm not flying these days, so I haven't looked. I don't have any idea what the flight situation is, but Minneapolis and Atlanta were both. Minneapolis was a Northwest Airlines hub. And then Delta bought Northwest Airlines, and Atlanta is the Delta headquarters. So there were a lot of flying between Minneapolis and Atlanta was pretty easy and pretty cheap for a long time. So it used to be a thing. I don't know what the situation is like now because I haven't looked, but there's a lot of Argyle. There's a lot of shows that. I go to a lot of shows. Well, when I went to a lot of shows, I go to a lot of smaller shows. So they're maybe $10, $15, $20 rather than some of the. I don't like to go to bigger shows, and that's where they get really expensive. All right, I think we're done with Flowstone for tonight. I think we're done with that one. I feel good about the progress on that one. The intonation is getting a lot better too. 10 or 20 Australian dollars is more affordable for me. Yeah, there might be if you're interested in live music, there might be some just smaller artists that you can see at the smaller venues in your community. Some music concerts cost $100 up. Yeah. I don't have fun at those ones because those are the ones that are usually at the big arenas and stuff like that. And ugh, blah. Jaded Angel says my bank account hate me so many shows. What were we doing here? Oh, we're gonna do Salmagundi. Okay, so I got to check my notes on this one. Apparently, Salmagundi means salad. In whatever language that is. Probably Italian. I don't know. Sounds Italian. But let's see here. Oh, we worked on Flowstone. We didn't work on this week. Okay, so I need to work on some mordants in measures 10 through 13. Measure 28, I need to practice forte. 28, what's 28? Oh, okay. Loud. Let's see. Rockerman says, I don't go to concerts, unfortunately, but next year I'm going to try to get to a few of them. Yeah, that's fun. Daniel says, I found an independent Little People wrestling show in my area. They even have an opening band playing called Little Garbage. I think I need to get us tickets. Oh, goodness. See, Rockerman says, I only go to one at the end of the year, and that's the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Well, that's like if you're going to just go to one show a year, that seems like that seems like a good one to go to. Are you they're a garbage tribute band? Jaded Angel, I think we might need to do some research here. Daniel, if you wouldn't mind just DMing me a link, if you have one handy, I would be interested in learning more. I would be interested in learning more. Okay. So, I have to, at the beginning of this piece, I have to really, I have to pay attention to my bow because I'm not releasing my bow, and then I'm killing all. This is, you know, part of the reason why these pieces are tuned the way that they are with the three Gs and a D, is because of the resonance that you get out of the cello in that tuning. So I need to do a better job of I don't want to vibrate. Should be a little bit. So at the very top of the page it says molto rubato, should have the feel of Baroque improvisation. So it should be a little bit loosey-goosey, like it's not to a metronome necessarily. So and the first time I play that melody, it's mezzo piano, so it's quiet, and then it's mezzo forte later. Here. What's up, Lau? Put that together with the first part. So salad, you can kind of see there's lots of different things going on in this piece. So it's like a salad. This should be faster. I'm not playing it up to tempo right now. Suddenly blues scale, yes, yes. So the other thing is on this 16th note here. That note, I need to just, the way my teacher was describing it, he said I just kind of need to like sneak that note in there. So. So by the way, in case if you were noticing this kind of, there's time signature madness happening right here. Night, Cathedora. Thanks for hanging out. And everybody, make sure you're following Cathedora because they're awesome. I think that's all there needs to be said. All right, so we've got here. So we've got 4/4, then we got 2/4, and then we got a measure. We got a 4/4 measure, a 2/4 measure, a 5/8 measure, and then a 4/4 measure. So it goes. Things get exciting. So here we want to do a little, so my teacher put in some notation here. So the first time we play the ink. So what that means, to play the ink means to play as printed, right? Like as actually printed on the music. And the second time we do something different. So the second time, and it's just a different slur because then you end, your bow ends nicer. And it's ready for to go back to. So the first time we do. So on that C, it's not slurred. And the second time it is. What's up, Mario? Nice to see you. Are you up bow or are you down bow? What's going on here? What is going on here? Oh, I think I was adding a note. I think that's why it didn't work, because I put a note in and then it was not the right number of thingies. Not the right number of thingies. Wait a minute, that's not right. Ah, that's why, because I'm going up the blues scale, and that's not what I should be doing. So I'm adding an extra note there. So it's just, it's 1, open, 1. So that time, that's what's happening, is we go. And that's confusing me, so that's correct. And then when we go here, it's different. It's different. There's no open G here. Guitar going? Are you still practicing? Are you still doing the thing? Says even now and then, yes, but since I started work night shifts, it's less common. Yeah, but schedule changes are a pain. They disrupt everything. Yes. Okay. Well, I think we will. Let's move on to another section here. Let's play through. Let's play through what we worked on here. More like it's night now at my time zone, and it might not be that nice for my neighbors. Oh, yeah. That's one of the reasons why I'm moving. I haven't had, nobody's complained about my cello playing, and I'm usually really strict about quiet hours and not playing past quiet hours. But the place where I'm moving should have there's a basement, and there's it does share walls with other people, but like it's in a way like there's like my laundry is in between the room that I'm going to make my studio, and so it doesn't directly share a wall. There's just like you have to go through the doors to get to the laundry. So that'll be a good sound buffer. And then on one of the other walls, there's like the stairs are in between. So like I might have to put in like a sliding door or something to close it off a little bit. But I think there should be enough buffer. I mean, it's not like I play drums, you know. Yes, I'm moving. I'm just moving in town, so I'm calling it a chaos move, actually, because I'm like, I don't know that I'm going to actually pack. I might just like grab stuff and throw it in the car and drive it over. Have a nice dinner, Rocker Man. Something weird with the bowing. Let's see, Mario says, on the other hand, when I come home after work, I'm more likely to practice because people are working, but I'm a little more tired. Yep. But at least, you know, you got that window if you can just make it work. See, Lau says, I've done some same building moves where I packed nothing and just had a small convoy of carts to move loose objects around. I mean, that's how I moved in college. I only lived in the dorms for 2 years, but I had to move. That's not true because I had to move out. So I moved my first year. I moved all my stuff. There was like a designated area where you could store your stuff over the summer because I went home that summer. So I brought some stuff home, but I left some stuff. I left my refrigerator there because like I didn't want to bring that home. So that was just moving from the building next door, from the storage in the attic in the building next door to the building that I was living in. But that was just a dorm room, not a whole adult living situation. See, and like moved stuff in dressers by moving the full drawers as is. Yeah, you know what? So like, you know, like, oh, here. I have a bunch of like these IKEA things in the Kallax. In the Kallax shelves with the like the fabric drawers. I think I'm just gonna grab the fabric drawers and I'm just gonna like take them over. Jaded Angel says, Mama's house, no connected walls. Nice. So it's gonna be a whole thing. So I don't know. That's why I say like, I don't have like a moving date. But I will be doing moving things over a period of time soonish. So I don't know. That's where like, so Monday's probably going to be, we're going to talk schedule. Monday's probably going to be the last stream that tonight's probably the last practice stream that I will do until I have the new place situated and like I have internet and stuff like that. I'm kind of sorting that stuff out right now. And then I have to like, we'll see how long it takes me to move to actually like get set up to stream. And the other thing about the internet is I'm not sure how well it's going to work with the provider that I'm starting with. It's like a lower risk scenario. So I'm just going to try this provider, but because of the type of internet that it is, I don't know if it'll work for streaming, and if it doesn't work for streaming, then I'll have to do something else. So that's a whole thing. that's a whole thing. See, Lau says, I just installed LED strips into my art office supply cabinet unit. Nice. With switches on the doors so they turn on only when they're open. That's nice. It's a 2x4 Kallax. I have a bunch of Kallax because I have like my records, my vinyl. They're perfect for vinyl. Actually, so like for record store, I didn't do record store day this year, thank goodness. But last year when I was waiting in line with a bunch of nerds for record store day at one of the local record stores, we were talking about how it wasn't like a sort of who has the bigger collection. It was just it was a friendly, like we were just chatting about our collections, not like trying to outdo each other. So just want to make that clear. But there's one of the folks that I was talking to. We had like, he counts how many records he has by how many 5x5 Kallax shelving units he has. Which I thought was funny. See, Mario says, I'm kind of glad I'm not moving. Not that it never happens again, but it takes some effort. That's why I've been here for 17 years. It's like, it was fine. It was fine until 2020, and when I started working at home, and then when I started working from home, then it got to be not fine. So, yeah. So that's consuming all of my brain cells right now for the most part. But what were we doing? I don't even know what we were doing. Let's be done with this piece, I guess, for now. Maybe let's be done with practice. Let's do a little bit of Bedrock. Yeah, Jaded Angel, the IKEA Kallax. They're not very expensive, fortunately, and they're good for vinyl. Very good for vinyl. See, Lau says, I've considered Kallax for scores and sheet music. I would have used them if I had the space, but as it is, I don't, and I already have bookshelves around that can hold them. Still trying to find a nice solution for balancing, sorting them, and keeping them easy access when practicing. So I think there's a built-in bookshelf. It's not very big, but there is a built-in bookshelf down in the space that I'm going to turn into my studio. So, one of the first things I'm going to move actually is my sheet music collection, which is actually right down. It's just right down here. You can actually see a little bit of it. So, because I can just like put it there. Well, I don't know. I gotta paint. I gotta get. There's a bunch of sequencing that I have to figure out for things. But I'm thinking I can just put I can just like pick up the sheet music and just put it right there and not have to like deal with other things. So that's one thing sorted, right? Okay, so we don't need this anymore because Bedrock is pizzicato. Chat's not your CAD application, though. Oops. Okay, so Bedrock. This is one, I played it on stream before, but I took a break from it because I started these pieces before I had started the elegy, the foray elegy. And so these kind of got put on the back burner, and now the elegy's kind of on the back burner, and I'm working on these ones. This is my summer project. It's actually a C. But it looks like a D. But it's actually a C because I'm tuned down. That's hard. So yeah, so this piece, it's very difficult to, I mean, obviously it's gonna be quiet, but it's gonna be a challenge to get some of these notes to sound. So I'm gonna be working on that, like right here. That's gonna be hard to. And so I'm probably going to have to, what we did at my lesson was we were playing with different fingerings for specifically for that little snippet, to try and see where it was going to be easier to get that note to actually ring out. So, so this is a triplet and then eighth notes after it. So I need to make sure that the triplet sounds like triplets and the eighth notes sound like eighth notes, which sounds easy, but it's not quite as easy as it sounds. This is, hang on, I gotta look up. I know I wrote something down about this. Bedrock. We talked about it, but apparently I didn't actually write it down. All right then. All right. So here we've got a grace note. And then now, let's see here. So we've got, if I go back to the beginning. Tension on the C string, which is actually now a G string, is very loose, so it makes it really tricky to be able to get the sound out of that string and to get it to project. Must be difficult to plug it just right. Yeah, it's all in the left hand. It's all in the left hand. Because it's all, I mean, basically, so I know, Yellen, you're a guitarist. It's all basically hammer-ons and pull-offs, but they're a little bit different on the cello. I have to pull to the side, which is I mean, it's just a little bit different. Okay. Oh, so here, my teacher wants me to use my nail. That's his cheat for this. So it goes. So that it sounds, so that we get the sound out. See if I can have my finger behind it, if that helps. What note is that? See, this is where it gets confusing. Okay, so in this score, it actually has the tones are written in like a small staff above the main staff. So because the cello is tuned down, the way that the music is written, it just ignores the fact that you're tuned down, and you just like you're just supposed to like play everything as if it's standard, or like as if it's standard tuning. So the music that I'm reading is not the actual notes in the piece. It's the notes if I was in standard tuning. And then there's a little tiny staff above that says that has the actual notes. So we're going. Oh, but this is on the D string. When the D string is normal, so actually everything is normal, and I don't need that little tiny staff. But it's a B. It goes up to a B flat. So here's a B flat. There's a B flat. So we're going up to. Let me get a B flat going. That now. Whole line, and by the way, there's no measure lines. There's only it's kind of weird because like the way that it's notated, and the composer notated this herself, but the way that it's notated, it's just every line is numbered as like it's a measure, but it's not really a measure because there's no bar lines. So it's a whole, but it's not like distracting or anything. I didn't even notice it until like Wednesday. So this line here, my teacher says I just have to like power through it. Now, is this the same? So we've got, let me just pluck all the notes. This is very much a guitar, like this is basically like, it's very much a guitar piece, but it's written for cello. This is hard. I really don't want to, if I was playing guitar, I would shift. I don't really want to shift there. But I don't know how you're going to hear anything. I don't know how you're going to hear anything there. This reminds you of Pink Floyd. I mean, it's very proggy. Like, oh, speaking of Pink Floyd, Yellen, have you listened to the new Garbage record yet? The last song on the album is very Pink Floyd-y. It's called The Day That I Found God, and I'll just leave it at that. But I think you would appreciate it. Speaking of Pink Floyd. And then, let's see, we got... There's a lot going on in this piece. Definitely a lot going on. I think that might be a good place to stop because my left hand fingers are very tender after all of this banging on the fingerboard here. All right, so I think what we're gonna do, thank you everybody for hanging out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go raid DJ Vegan in Black. Because she's live right now. And so come back on Monday evening. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure what time, but around the same time that I started, maybe a little bit later. I'm going to do a guitar lesson with Holly Datnell. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm not a guitar teacher. I have never taught music lessons, and Holly's a complete beginner on guitar, but she's a very accomplished musician. Producer, singer, pianist, blowy instrument player. I think she said she played trumpet and clarinet back in the day. So I'm gonna try and teach her some stuff about guitar. I don't know. We'll see how it works. But we'll be live on my channel and we'll be live on Holly's channel. So if you're in my Discord, watch that. Or if you're in Holly's Discord, watch her Discord. I don't know. We're gonna do a thing. And we don't know exactly what time because we have to like do some tech setup and stuff like that. But actually, that's one reason why I want to end stream kind of a little bit early, is because we were gonna do some setup tonight when I was done. So anyway, thanks everybody. Let me start the raid. Here, wait, let's do this. That. And we'll do that. Yeah, so let's go hang out with DJ Vegan and Black. Everybody, I will see you. Hopefully, I'll see you around Twitch. If not Monday, I'll see you around in the places. And Jaded Angel, I will see you tomorrow morning. And take care, everybody. Let's go give DJ Vegan and Black lots and lots of love. And copy the raid call. Copy the raid call. All right, everybody. Thank you. Let's go.